Hello guys, this is again that time of the week. We are going to have Talk and Fire podcast again. Komal, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
This is officially the favorite part of my week, when we just sit down, chill out and discuss about some topics that matters a lot in a casual fashion.
Yes.
Not doing real fairity. Is that a word? I don't know.
Fairness.
Yeah, not doing the justice to the topics properly. But maybe we are, just because of the unadulterated, clear-cut, unbiased opinions.
Okay.
Unscripted also. A lot of uns in the last one sentence that I put over there. What are
Okay.
the topic of discussions today?
A lot of topics are there, but the main which I think we should start with
Hmm.
is you only chose it. That is toxic roommates.
Yeah. So we have talked.
Somebody asked this in our comment section,
Hmm.
and I think literally 6 times in different videos that how to deal with toxic roommates.
We are having less
And
followers,
that
but
person is I in IIT Delhi, I guess.
okay.
So that person asked me.
I can understand. IIT Delhi people have to deal with roommates. It is having the minimum amount of space. So they are like clustered 3-4 people in one room. Sushant was in IIT Delhi, no, for a few months, I think 4-5 months. So the situation is bad in both IIT Delhi and IIT Bombay. The spaces are very less and the students are too much.
You know, they had to accommodate some students to Ola rooms like that.
Yeah, that is what they had to do for IIT Bombay also. Anshuman was there, no? He was newly joined, what do you call it? PMRF person, okay, under PhD program.
Yeah.
So he had to live in that Hiranandani, that is just nearby IIT Bombay, no? In Powai area.
Yeah.
So they were accommodating them over there. But in places like Guwahati, Madras, there are plenty of spaces. So
Yeah.
there people are getting like independent rooms.
Yeah.
But in Delhi, I can understand you have to deal with roommate, I think till 4th year or something. Maybe in 4th year, you're going to get independent rooms, things like that. But before that, it is a struggle.
Yeah.
So, what I was saying was the followers that we are having may be less, but those are still very strong. So they are going to not stop until their questions are answered in any of the podcasts, right? So I'm having kind of okay roommate history, but you are having like the most horrible roommate history ever. So would you like to share a little bit, ma'am?
Okay. I had lot of roommates.
Basically, you have never actually lived without a roommate, right? Once only you have lived for some time, and then only.
In hostel, I lived alone. In
All right.
1
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
For
Nagpur,
1
right?
year. Yeah, for 1 year. And in first year, I lived with 3 roommates. And in second year, I was completely alone.
Do they actually do it in VNIT?
Yeah.
4 people in one room.
Yeah. Earlier it was like that because we were shifted towards like this boys hostel area, and because they were renovating the old one, then now they have completely one single girls hostel and several boys hostel, and one in this direction and one at this side of college.
Okay.
Like one at the starting of college and one at the end of college. That happens in IIT Delhi also. The hostels are girls and boys hostel are kept like in the opposite direction. I don't know why.
No, they just
that they
just make these hostels wherever they get the spaces.
No. Their only mentality was to keep it completely at a very distance.
All right.
Yeah.
2 boys hostel or boys hostel and girls hostel?
Girls and boys. They were like adamant on this thing that we can't keep girls around boys. Like in VNIT things were so bad. The guards used to whistle a lot if we stand a girl and boy stand in front of hostel, and even if they are exchanging some material also, so they'll just whistle, and they'll call you out that we'll complain about you like that. You are not allowed to stand. Girl and a boy are not allowed to stand in front of hostels.
In our college
And in
also.
way also, like in the way, like between, suppose this is a girls hostel, this is a boys hostel, and in between that way, if someone is standing, they'll whistle that okay, go from here.
I think they will also plant those electrocution fences also, so if you touch that you will be electrocuted, like that, to maintain the flex.
It's not like the guards were like so many at that areas, so I think there was no need of that
In
fencing and
our
all.
college also, the girls hostel where it was girls hostel, no, there was a patch of road, I would say around 200 meter, and besides that there was the girls hostel, and the boys can approach from this side and we actually had to take like a 800-900 meter long path to get to the other side, even though it was a straight path. But we were not allowed to travel in that path also, even though there was a big boundary between the girls' hostel, the building actual, and the road, but we were not even allowed to walk on that road.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so strange. When it is co-ed college, you should, I think you should adapt these things also.
Yeah.
Like if people are exchanging material also, you should not say something like,
that is why boys and even girls turn out to be so dumb, because when they are going to get into workplaces, they have to actually work between different sexes. Like boys have to work with girls also when they are actually colleagues, and throughout their college life also they are seeing these things. No, boys turn out to be very, very lame when it comes to interacting with girls, and these are the things actually companies are going to test. So a lot of companies are intentionally going to make the HR person as female to actually see if the boy is able to interact with that person or not, and they are going to hire that person based on that. So you are annihilating a person from all the interaction from females. What are you doing just because?
Yeah, they'll treat you like, okay, we are avoiding these guys, these children, to meet them as if they'll not meet outside the campus or outside that area. They sit together in classes, right?
You know what?
So how can you stop them thinking with that mentality?
You know what happened in the defense of the colleges? I'll share a story. So there was one guy extremely tall and big. So he was somewhere around 6 feet 1 inches tall, and must be weighing somewhere around 90 to 100 kgs.
Yeah.
He got super drunk and walked inside the girls' hostel. So there was only one part of boys' hostel given to girls' hostel because of the lack of seats or something like that, right? So there was like a passage over here, and another passage around, I would say 500 meters away, and the right passage was towards the girls' hostel, the few blocks that they have given to that, and the left one was boys' hostel. So he was very drunk, so instead of getting to the left one, he actually got inside the right one. And you know what he did? He got inside a girl's room, threw the girl outside, and while throwing that girl outside, he says, "Didi, mujhe aap bahar jao, mujhe sone do." And he sleeps over there.
God. Then what happened?
Then the warden comes and calls his father. And this person's father actually turns out to be a minister.
Okay.
And that person, he did not talk to that person. This boy was saying that if you talk to my father, no, he's going to use slangs and he's going to talk to you in a way that you never call him ever again. So better you don't call that person.
Yeah.
And the matter was somehow resolved, but that actually happened in our college.
Okay.
First
that
or second
was funny.
year.
Yeah. You know, Ashish, what happens, no? Like, it was very problematic for me because my college in Venki was completely 360, completely 180 degree to the hostel which I got in NIT Nagpur, right? So it was completely... both were like upside down world, right? It was completely freedom. We are going on prom, dates, DJ nights, and everything. Common mess, girls,
there
boys.
There were no DJ nights
combined.
over there in your VNIT?
With strict, with fencing. You know, with fencing, boys this side and girls that side. And I had, you know, so much liberty was there in DU, you know, in my college specifically. We had only one building in which boys hostel was there, girl hostel. We used to have common mess, right? And we used to, we had so much liberty there. And here everybody was like, every now and then we were usually schooled, like you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't go to mess wearing shorts. Oh god, like Nagpur is the hottest city, one of the hottest city, and they are telling us that you can't go to either to outside or to the mess. Mess was inside only, in fact. So
the irony is that kind of situation is there when you go for work. So I was there at Tata Cummins for internship for 4 months, and that was the canteen is obviously going to be co-ed. Employees and colleagues are going to eat together irrespective of the sex. When I was in BARC training school, we had a common mess and there was no restriction like that. So why are you doing this in college when you're creating professionals over here, which has to be in that surrounding, right? So either the girls will be super nervous when that situation happens during work, or the boys will be super nervous, right?
Yeah, that's why some boys and girls, they have so low in their confidence when they talk to opposite sex because they were never allowed to do so, right? That's what happens. Our society is doing so.
And also this, what about these co-ed schools? Like boys are actually living like that. And even my sister was from a girls only school. So sorry, I said co-ed, no.
Yeah.
Girls only and boys only schools, right? So these people are basically living all their childhood without ever interacting to other gender.
I think it should not be like this completely boys school or completely as if
I don't know, what are you afraid of?
Yeah.
Right? What are you afraid of? Like
This type of concept does not sync well with me, because it's like you are not, because lot of abilities I think that can be grown when opposite sex is there.
Yeah.
You know,
that is a reality, how people live their life.
Personality is different of a person who is from co-ed. Like for person after 12th when they enters into college, so they are so reluctant to talk to opposite gender.
And sometimes the opposite happens, because I've seen girls from girls only school flipping 180 degree when they get into co-ed, and they all day they are talking to boys only. That's what they do, because they are frustrated for 12 years now.
Yeah.
But I've seen both ways, and that is what I've seen with guys also. I still remember when I was going for IT JE coaching and all. So there were boys there's a school called St. Xavier's. All right.
Yeah.
Now this St. Xavier's school is a boys only school.
Yeah.
And I was also over there for the selection procedure when I was in nursery. But fortunately, I got rejected over there. Right. But these boys who were over there for 10 years and also immediately when they get into coaching institutes now, where it is kind of co-ed situation, the first thing they do is forget about the career. Let's go after the girls. That's all they are thinking about.
Like whenever new thing happens, obviously they'll run after them.
Yeah.
Whether it is about boys or girls, like it's new thing for them, no, to now study in same classroom with opposite genders. So
and without any reason, why are you restricting them? For example,
at a very delicate age, 11, 12th they are the very delicate years.
That's
right?
what happens in Kota, no?
Yeah.
Why does so much tragedy happens at Kota? Because they are at a very delicate age. And they are sent over there at a completely different place. Their brain is not properly matured.
Exactly.
The pregnancy rate at Kota is maximum with the girls over there. There's some statistic like that. A suicide rate also over there is tremendous.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So, for example, there's a kid 6 years old, and every day you tell him that, see, this is a cigarette, don't smoke it. And you never tell that person the reason, why shouldn't I smoke, like kind of the thing. Why shouldn't I talk to girls, or why shouldn't I talk to boys? So you every day tell them, this is a cigarette, don't smoke, it is kept over here.
Yeah.
And the day that person gets an access, the first thing that person is going to do is smoke that cigarette.
Yeah,
it's so obvious.
That is the human tendency, Ashish. Person, if you'll tell a human that there are two paths. If you'll tell a human that don't ever try to walk on this path, like suppose on path A, you can't walk. The person, like suppose 10 persons are there, at least 2 or 3 person will walk on that path out of curiosity, that what is so different in this path that I can't walk on this path. So definitely those 2 to 3 people, they'll go on that path and they'll see. And that's how I think everyone should get proper reason. Like if you are saying something to someone that don't do this, you should also assert it with a reason and with reasoning that why is it so.
And how are you going to justify to a kid that you are studying at a place which is not going to have any girls, and the girls are studying at a place which is not going to have any boys? So let us say a 10-year-old guy comes to you and asks, why is this? Let us say he asks his father, Dad, why is it that I'm studying at a place where girls cannot study and girls are studying at a place where boys cannot study? What is the problem? Is it like we are antimatter and matter, if we combine and we are going to explode or something? Okay, coming from a little bit of study that we were doing recently. But there's no reason. What are you trying to do? I do not think there's any reason for that, how it is going to help.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you are living in a world where both the genders exist. Ultimately, you will have to learn to live with it.
Exactly. And think about those people, no? Those who never ever interacted with a girl and they get arranged marriage, and then afterwards they have to talk to a strange person. It's like, how will they talk? How will they manage afterwards?
Yeah. It must be so weird.
Yeah.
And it's not even fair. And easily can be fooled in future as well. because those people don't have the full
Like
perspective.
Ross, no, we were seeing Friends.
Yeah.
You know, Ross had only one
Yeah.
one girlfriend, which became her wife, right?
His wife.
Yeah, his wife. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then Rachel comes and he every now and then
he asks. He goes.
She deviates his mind that okay, girls don't like this, don't
Yeah.
like that. So that kind of thing must be happening to them also, no?
Yeah, good thing
They
about
can
Ross.
be deviated.
Good thing about Ross was that he was having Joey with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, the condition is kind of similar that
Chandler or Joey.
Joey
Yeah.
gave me the advice about Jenny and all. We are in second season right now. Unfortunately, we have never watched Friends, but we are going to not die before we do that.
Exactly.
Right? So just if some meteorite hits right now, the only regret I'm going to have, I did not watch Friends completely.
That dialogue you stole from Friends only, no?
No, did not.
It was from Friends.
Why would Friends people say that I would be regretting not watching Friends because they are already in it?
Not in that reference, in something else.
No, I did not.
Oh, please, they were also...
I always compare anything with this only. Like the most sudden thing that can happen is a meteorite hitting the earth.
Okay, you only told me that day.
Yeah.
When we were chilling out in the balcony and you told if right now, if
yeah,
one...
that is the metaphor that I use all the time.
Okay.
Because you go back to dinosaurs. That is another interesting thing. Some people say that maybe dinosaurs were not hit by an asteroid. Maybe aliens tried to destroy Earth and they blasted it with some bomb or something.
Maybe.
Who knows? Yeah, but scientists do know.
Maybe,
they have actually done research.
One rumor was also there, no, regarding Area 51.
Yeah.
When I was researching about Area 51, that maybe we are the aliens who settled here, and actually we sent some asteroid, something like that, to extinct the dinosaurs, to kill the dinosaur, and
we went to sleep
aliens,
underground or something.
We were aliens and we settled here only.
That is extremely interesting. Yeah, that is the thing that people, that flat earthers and all will not believe, that they will not believe on the genetics and they will not believe in evolution and they'll think that we just came here.
Then again, it takes me back to Friends.
Yeah.
They were talking about evolution, Darwin.
Yeah, what was Phoebe was talking something about that. But anyways, we tried to start talking about hostels and all, but somehow we came over here. I do not know.
We were talking about toxic roommates and look what we are talking about now.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys. We do this every now and then. And we are not high, we promise. All right. So let us talk about some of the toxic roommates that you had, Komal Taya.
Okay. I had the roommates for around 20 to 25 days. Once when I was prepared. No, I'll not mention. Okay.
Why not? You're preparing for NetJRF. What is the problem? That is the only thing that you ever prepared while staying at hostel.
No, jam also I prepared, no.
Yeah, but that time you were in college only, so you were in
So
DU.
I'm not saying when I was preparing, I didn't mention anything.
Hey, if that girl is watching, she can suck it. You did that. So,
okay.
At least we are not taking your name.
I had a doubt, like 99% doubt. Actually, what happened, my everything was stolen, my lot of money, my bags, my earrings, my lipsticks, everything was gone. And within 2 minutes.
2 minutes or happened within a couple of days?
Like within 2 minutes. One item for 2 minutes and then after again within 2 minutes. And literally I have to keep my those keys along with me every time I used to pee. Everywhere I used to go, I had to carry it. Even if I had to go upstairs for like 5 bottles in my hand and still I have to carry my keys. That bad thing happened to me.
It used to happen a lot. So when we got into a college, Sikkim Manipal, so they decided to give us a laptop. So the first semester, I think second semester beginning, they gave all of us laptops. And within 1 week, at least 20% of people just lost their laptop because someone stole it. So what people were actually doing, they stole someone else's laptop and sold it in the black market. That's what they did.
Okay.
So a lot of stealing goes on in the hostels and all. There are a lot of what do you call it? Kleptomaniac or something, right?
What?
People who are addicted to stealing.
I don't know.
Yeah, so the person who actually allegedly stole your stuff wasn't poor at all, right?
No, she was damn rich. She owned petrol pump, she owned cinema.
Actually, her
she
dad
owned,
did. Yeah.
And she had a very big house in Delhi and in Haryana as well. And I was like, oh my god.
You should not actually mention where she's from because now she's actually under threat,
Nobody knows.
I was just kidding. All right. So that's what happened. Any other terrible roommates that you had? Actually, it is difficult to adjust with any other human being in general. So I had a terrible roommate. But the only thing that was terrible about him was that sometimes he got very drunk and came back to the room and puked in the room. That is the only problem that I had with him.
My roommates in PSC, they were pretty good. I just loved them. And then in MSc, it was good, it was cool, right? And after, like, during MSc, I was little bit mature, little bit professional, and because I just learned this thing, like, let's be professional with roommates, that will benefit you only, right? So little bit, I was not so pro in that at that time, but the moment Ashish entered in my life, he made me pro in this thing. So I became very professional with my roommates. And
but the moment that I entered, you got a really good roommate after that, right?
After that?
Yeah, just became your roommate, right?
No, just came
after few months.
No,
but
yeah,
majority
just
of the time.
Just then I was like mirror of each other.
Yeah.
We were like completely similar in every manner. Like, she was Punjabi, I used to speak Punjabi. We used to hang out a lot. We used to fight,
Just exactly what you were hoping for at that time.
Yeah, I couldn't resist. Actually I wanted to be professional, but it just gelled up.
Yeah, that's what happened to me in 4th semester. I changed my roommate.
But with my earlier roommate, I was very professional.
Yeah.
For days, I was completely into my books. I was not very much worried that I should talk or something like that. So I was keeping it professional because I think if you get into their comfort zone or like that, so things start getting messier. So you start expecting or something like that. So if obviously you are living in hostel or PGs for a purpose. So if you want to serve that purpose well, so you have to avoid all these things, and these things can only be avoided if you try to be professional. Like, okay, you are good to the other person, that is okay, and just be good to them. Don't interact that much that people, because that automatically happens if you start knowing other person very well, so you'll start talking throughout the day and throughout the night. That happens every now and then.
Don't turn into a relationship.
Exactly. So keep it professional for your own benefit, right? For example, I just discussed that also to the person who commented in my post, right? But I told that thing to him also, or her, I don't remember. But I told him that, suppose, let's take one example, suppose it's 3 a.m. and the other person is studying and he is keeping the lights on, he or she, right? And the person, suppose I'm the roommate of Ashish, suppose, right? And Ashish is still waking still awake. Oh God, I'm messing it up.
We are getting the point though.
Yeah, still awake at 3 a.m. and I want to sleep, right? So I can't, suppose we don't know each other at that level and we are roommates, so I'll not say anything to Ashish that, okay, turn off the light or something like that. I'll not complain.
You're part of the room. Keep your light turned or off.
In fact, I'll adjust, because the person is here for studying and that person is studying. It's completely okay. You should not keep grudges. We have to accommodate here and we have to adjust, because that's what hostel and PG's life are made of, right? And suppose, so what I'll do, I'll buy one eye mask for my eyes. So I'll just put it on and I'll sleep. Maybe if you are making some noise, so I'll not ask you to shut up or something like that. I'll put my earphones on and I'll sleep.
Yeah, you have to learn to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't keep saying, because if that person is doing that, okay, you have if you have told that person once, if that person is adamant on that thing still, so what you can do, you only have to adjust for that, right? So that's the thing.
So that is the problem. The problem really comes, see, I've had amazing roommates, when I was in BARC training school and when I was at ISRO while I was going to the training. So obviously we were getting separate rooms, but there were instances when we were moving here and there, then we had to share a roommate every now and then. For example, when I was at NFC Hyderabad for 1 week, when I was at again BARC training school Mumbai for the training over there, then there were instances where we had to share rooms. Yeah. So we had absolutely no problem. All right. And also same goes with during training of ISRO, I had to share a room for 2 months. Okay. And you were over there, we were talking, I had absolutely no problem at that time. The problem actually arises when you are actually trying to study for an examination. Otherwise, people will gel up, no problem. I don't think so. Even in my college also, people who were not preparing for competitive examination, they were pretty good buddies with their roommates. But when you're preparing for some competitive examination, when you're under pressure and you have to study, then it is really difficult because you'll have to prioritize your goals and career first. And if the person in front of you is interrupting, then it becomes problematic, right? So it is difficult to deal in those situations, but regardless, since you are giving the rent just as half as you would have, you have to learn to deal with it over some time, right? Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so basically
yeah,
I was saying something and it just skipped off my mind.
A few of my friends studied at Italy. They were having girl and boy as roommates, no issues over there, nobody ever cares.
Yeah.
If you want to share a room, there's absolutely no problem. Like, I'm talking about same room, I'm not talking about flat.
I think it is less problematic, Ashish, when opposite gender shares a room.
Yeah, if they're having courtesies, obviously you will be having, if you're a gentleman.
Obviously, if you are sharing a room and obviously you'll have courtesy, right? You know where your limits are.
Yeah.
Right. And Ashish, one more thing.
You can't really go like full on animals. I'm going to let you speak in a moment, ma'am. So you can't really go animal mode with another person of opposite gender, right?
Yes.
You can continue.
Are you done? Okay, now I'll start.
Yeah.
So, okay, what I was saying, Ashish, that I think it's more problematic with girls adjusting with girls.
Yeah, I would say
it's
that.
a fact. It's a fact.
There's a bigger J factor over there.
J factor, I can't say that. I never had that. I can't say about others because other will not be telling me that I'm jealous of you or something like that. I don't know about others.
Yeah.
But I never had jealousy because I treat everyone has a unique personality. You can't compare yourself to others when you have different surrounding, different environment, different upbringing. You can't compare yourself to others. Simple.
Okay.
Right? So that's my... Okay, one more thing I clarified to viewers, that you should not compare yourself to others.
That is like half of the GATE aspirants would be doing amazing if they just stop comparing themselves to others. That is where most of them fail. Comparing their marks with other people when it comes to test series and all. Yeah,
Ashish, I think in science also we compare things when they are almost similar only. In science also we also do this, the things can be compared only when they have little bit similarity, right? So same thing here also. You can't compare yourself to other person because the company was different when he or she was growing up, and family is different and environment is different,
starting point
financial
is
constraints are different, financial status, right?
Goals
and
are different,
passion, interest, hobbies, everything is different. So you should not compare yourself to others. Simple. Exactly.
You were saying something about why it is much more difficult for girls to adjust with a roommate.
Because they are little bit picky about very small things. That okay, उसने मेरा ये ले लिया और अब तक वापस नहीं दिया. She actually borrowed 20 rupees from me और अब तक मुझे नहीं दिया. ऐसा करके. And she was bitching about me, something like that. It happens. I think with boys it's completely cool. अरे तू तो मेरा भाई है, भाई.
Yeah.
I feel it's
like when boys say that tu to mera bhai hai, they really mean it. When girls say that you're like my sister, they don't really mean it.
Girls need their own space, right? So even if you'll call, like, okay, even if you'll say something in normal manner also, sometimes they'll feel it. It depends on person to person. Like people talk to each other in abusive manner.
Yeah.
Boys, most of the boys, right? And girls, if you say even the normal thing also, you never know what a girl is made of or what a girl will take that.
Yeah,
How
if
she'll
if
take
a
that.
boy who is just staying with me for 4 or 5 days and not using abusive terms, I'll be like, "Are you gay or something, man? What's up?" No, man, I'm just kidding. But there are few boys who have been I've met who never uses abusive terms ever. Like I've known them for over
But
a year.
still, you have
Yeah.
a bro code, no? Like, bro code is more prominent, I feel, than a cis code, right? So I feel girls needs their own space and they don't want anyone to enter into their space. I feel so.
Yeah. Girls are you know nailed it perfectly. They are
Girls
like
are
picky.
sensitive. They are more sensitive
Yeah.
and more picky.
If like this is supposed to be over here and it is not here, it is over here, then they're having problems. Like,
Hey, are you talking about me?
I know boys who will just drink water straight out of the tap, which is placed on the basin. They have no problem from it. They are going to eat food that was kept over there for 2 days if they are hungry. They have no problem with that.
Yeah.
The room can be as dirty as possible. They don't have any problem. The window might be broken, no problem. The door might be broken. I've seen people like high people, no? Like I said, I've studied in Sikkim Manipal Institute of Technology, so there's a lot of drugs over there. All right. So sometimes people used to get so high, stoned to the bones, and they just locked the door and then they just passed out. And they're not able to listen to the boys who are banging the door outside. Literally 10 hostel rooms around that room will be able to wake up 2 o'clock at night because of the big banging on the door. But the person inside who is so high, that person cannot wake up.
Yeah.
And I've literally seen people breaking the doors. And they took the door and placed it besides it. And that door is like that for 1 month because they don't care. Right? So that is the ease with the boys. I lived in my hostel. If you ever got into my hostel room now, on the left side, you'll see one bed, one table, nothing on the table and nothing on the bed. And just I basically had my librarian as my roommate for half of the days in my college because that's where I used to spend most of my time. I used to study over there, used to come to the room, go to sleep, wake up next morning, do it again. So boys don't really have that big of a deal.
Yeah, you know what is the case with boys? If someone is celebrating, everybody will join him, right? But what is with girls? If suppose 4 girls are in a room and they are celebrating, other girl from another room, she'll come, why are you making so noise? I'm getting disturbed. Can't you see that? It's like that.
Yeah, if boys go and do that, no, like you are going to disrespect yourself.
Yeah.
So you are going
4
to
boys in the room will beat that boy up. Like,
no, not like beat that up, like, but if you do something like that, you're doing something which is bitchy. So the boys in front of you don't have to say anything, but you will be insulting yourself just by saying that.
yeah, like that is against being a boy. I feel so.
Yeah, you cannot do bitch stuff. Right? You cannot do bitch stuff being a boy.
Okay, I'm going to get a lot of hate comments now that how come you are saying that about girls? I'm not saying about everyone.
Hey,
I'm
she's
saying
a
about
girl,
you.
so she can say. All right, it's her experiences.
Yeah, I have so many experiences in so many cities.
Yeah. But they will be agreeing because this is the truth. That
Girls
happens.
are picky and they are picky. I'm also picky. I'm admitting that I want my pen hair, so I want it hair only. If I want something in a particular manner only, I literally can fight with Ashish also that okay, I want it in this manner only, and Ashish have to bend in front of me. For that also, I'll not bend.
In our dreams.
No, you do that. You do that.
Okay.
Should I say?
Nah.
It's proved now. It's proved. Yeah.
It's proved in our dreams. Let's move forward.
No. Okay, I'll say then.
Okay, no need. Let's move forward to the next.
Okay.
Let's move forward to the next topic
I'll
of discussion. Okay, what is the next topic of discussion? Let's talk about universe. You know, the fact that if you want to move from one edge of the Milky Way galaxy to the next edge of the Milky Way galaxy, is going to take you 1 lakh years, even if you're traveling at the speed of light.
Can you slow down? I'll have to literally keep my all senses together to understand what you are saying. And viewers are there. I don't think so they'll be able to understand.
No, basically.
Yeah, just be in the space.
Miss Komal Taya.
Exactly. I'm listening.
If you want to go from one point of the Milky Way galaxy
Yes.
to the diametrical opposite side of the Milky Way galaxy,
Okay.
and you're traveling at the speed of light.
Yeah.
You know about the time that it is going to take for you to reach from point A to point B?
I think some million years.
Yeah, you're actually very close. It is like 0.1 million years. It is 1 lakh years. Yeah. So that is what I was saying,
Yes.
that it is just one galaxy, right? And then there are a lot of galaxies. And then God knows what is out of that, what those all galaxies are sitting inside. There might be multiple universes as well. So it is not even feasible. So the closest kind of solar system close to that would be Alpha Centauri. Yeah, something like that.
Starting with P?
Yeah, now that is the Pandora that they were showing on, what was that movie? Avatar, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so there's two suns, I can say stars. So it is Alpha Centauri A and Alpha Centauri B. And those two stars actually revolve against each other, right? Because of the gravitational field. And it is said that they might be having some planets.
Planet is made of gases, right?
Yeah, there are in every solar system. There will be some planets made of gases, some planets made of rocks, because actually in the beginning, everything was gas only. And then because of the gravitational field, they came together.
Yeah.
And the big gigantic planets which are far away from the sun will take longer time to turn from gases to solids. So it will be present everywhere. But something that was amazing about this one is that it is the closest star that is available. And also Alpha Centauri A or B, one of those two, is a little bit bigger than the sun that we are having, and the other one is a little bit smaller than the sun. So it is the closest, and still over there also, if you want to reach over there, it is going to take thousands of years like that. And if right now, you know about Voyager was the spacecraft that was launched in, I think, 1970s. And its objective was to cross the solar system. All right.
Okay.
So it basically used the gravity assist of Jupiter and Saturn. So you know what is that, right? Slingshot.
Yeah.
So
exactly, revolving and then shooting.
So basically what is happening now,
Yeah.
this is your spacecraft and this is, let us say, Saturn. So Saturn is not static, no, it is also going to keep on revolving.
Yeah.
So this is what they do, and it is kind of like a magnet. So when it comes, no, it will pull along with that and throw it with a higher speed.
Yeah.
Right. So that is what they are using. So it used it with Saturn also, Jupiter also, to keep on moving forward. Yeah. And it reached very high speed. It is having so high speed that it can revolve around Earth in just 45 minutes. All right. The ISS, International Space Station, does it in 90 minutes. All right. One revolution. So it is moving so fast. And with that speed also, it is going to take somewhere like 70,000 years to reach over there. Our lifespan is just like 100 years.
Yeah.
So it's just not possible. Like, how are we going to do that? So you basically have to spend generations and generations. And you know what is crazier? So there's one YouTube channel, it's called Space Rip. And it's freaking fantastic. They have been uploading videos for the last like decades. I think 12 years or somewhere like that. They were posting videos since that time. And they are really coming up with very good astronomical kind of facts. All right. So over there it was said that right now we are using chemical rockets, right? So these chemical rockets are highly inefficient. So
are you talking about antimatter? What they were telling that 10 milligram something?
Yeah, I'm going to come to that.
Yeah.
But that is the limitation over here,
okay.
right? So space shuttle, no? You know space shuttle. So what it is basically kind of like a shuttle only. So they can take humans also in the orbits, lower orbits, and they used it to build the ISS. They used it to plant the Hubble telescope. Yeah, Kalpana Chawla died with that on 2003. Yeah. And there was another mishap that happened in 1986 also.
Yeah.
But space shuttle retired in 2011.
I see your podcast carefully.
Yeah. So what I was saying, actually, the space shuttle, was the, let us say you have to carry 1 kg. Then for every 1 kg that you carry, you have to carry 15 kgs of fuel. So 15 times the amount that you're going to carry, that will be the propellant. So you can understand how inefficient it is. Not twice, not 3 times, not 10 times. It is 15 times.
Yeah.
And they were saying that if you really want to go to Alpha Centauri, let's say, using the chemical rockets, then you are going to use the mass which is equal You are going to use the mass of the propellant that is equal to mass of all the universe, which is visible right now.
Oh,
That's
God.
not even fuel.
That is impossible.
That is impossible. That is what they were trying to say, that it is impossible
Yeah.
to go over there using the conventional rockets that we are having.
Okay.
So one way is to use nuclear propulsion, which is not that efficient. What you can say is it is twice as efficient as the chemical rockets. I've studied about that. So basically what they're going to do, they are basically going to have a nuclear reactor over there,
Yeah.
and they're going to heat up the liquid hydrogen.
Yeah.
They're going to thrust it outward. So it is going to have double the efficiency, but even that is not sufficient. But then comes the antimatter.
Yeah.
Now, antimatter was produced in some amount in traces when the Big Bang happened, all right, according to the philosophy. And it is proven to a huge extent that that is how universe was created, because you see universe going away and away. So obviously at some point it must have been closer, right? And crazy thing about antimatter is whatever we see right now are matter, right? Electrons, protons. Antimatters also have electrons and protons, but the only thing is that their places are reversed, right? So when a matter matches antimatter or comes in contact with antimatter, there's a huge explosion of energy. And over here, like, antimatter is the only thing that you can use to reach over there within human span. So that is what they showed in the Avatar movie, that they were able to travel over there in 6 years in that place, and they just created something that Alpha Centauri has a planet which is a gas giant, and around that planet is a moon that is natural satellite, and that moon is actually having the life form. So that is what is required, I think, to get to such distant places. So it will sound like a magical thing only, but isn't that amazing? When you look into the star, it is crazy every time.
So can we use antimatter?
Yeah, but how are you going to harness antimatter? It is extremely it is not like they have not done it. They do it
extremely costly.
Yeah, it is extremely costly, and they have done it in those accelerators now, where
tunnels.
they are almost reaching the speed of light, and then they are bombarding it, and then an atom actually splits into all the constituents that it is having. Or you can go and harness it. Maybe it is available in some traces close to some black hole or something. So like that. But in any case, how doesn't it just baptize anyone who is just thinking about it? Where are we? What are we doing? We are on a stone that is constantly revolving. It is moving around a fireball at a speed faster than the speed of bullet. And then that is also moving. The sun is actually also revolving around the center of the Milky Way galaxy. So actually the motion of the earth is not this. It is like a spiral. It is continuously moving. And then that Milky Way galaxy is not the only one. And there are multiple Milky Way galaxy, and these telescope, I study a little bit about, there are various telescopes. Hubble telescope is obviously over there, but then after that also Kepler came in. There are various telescopes that you can use to see far distant places, and you are actually able to see places where the stars are born. It is like a different kind of world. Like we see trees over here on Earth, and there are trees from which stars are taking birth, right?
Exactly.
And then there are stars which are dying. And we can see all of that. And then there are galaxies in the form of like islands. So they are floating around, if you see that. And there are some planets which are having people like us, like life forms over there. And who knows that how much life form is available. Like there are a lot of frozen places in the universe, and then there must be some life form available or not. You know what is the magical thing about universe? That is water. It is seen at a lot of places, and it is the source of life over there. Right? So somehow hydrogen and oxygen combines, and there is life form over there. Nuts, right? What is universe?
Exactly. And one day we'll be able to go out of the solar system also, no, Ashish? What kind of discovery that would be, no?
And that is so possible. So in 1903...
That would be so fascinating.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. In 1903, Wright brothers were able to first take off with an airplane. The first flying object that they created. And in 1969, they have landed on moon. Isn't that nuts? It is just 66 years. It is like a lifespan of a person. So you were born, you were 10-year-old, you heard the news that, okay, some people are actually not walking. They are actually not on a vehicle. They're flying like birds. And then you see, oh, that distant object that we saw, that moon, that's something that we just couple of 1,000 years ago thought that, not even 1,000, like couple of 100 years ago thought that was a godly object present.
Yeah.
A man has actually landed
With
over
only
there.
this thing.
Yeah.
Right?
That is what they used to think, that Luna is a god, sun is a god, and all of this Aries and all that comes up from the constellations. So nobody actually at that time thought that some of these stars are not actually stars. First of all, initially they did not even know that that is something just like something we see and call as sun. And then they think that, okay, this is something that like our sun only. It is just that it is at a huge distance. And then they find out that some of those things which are extremely bright are not stars at all. They are actually something we call planets.
Exactly.
And how do they find it? Actually, their relative position was changing, and their size was also changing, and the shadows, or what do you call? Yeah, the amount of brightness was changing, and there's a crescent kind of form, that was changing. So there's no crescent in planets, but their sizes were changing. So now you're seeing this big, then you're seeing this big, then you're seeing this big, then again it is this big. What does that mean?
Come?
They're revolving around sun.
Okay.
That is what they found out.
Yeah.
Initially, what did they think? That sun and everything is revolving around Earth. Yeah. And then they found out that no. These other things are planets. They saw, I think, Jupiter first, and they saw stripes over there, and they found out that it is planet. And they found out that, okay, it is revolving. It must be revolving around sun, because sun is the source of light.
Yeah.
So its size is changing, its brightness is changing. So it must be revolving around sun. And if that is revolving around sun, we must be revolving around sun. And it's not like sun is revolving around us.
Okay.
Those are the kind of discoveries they had at that time.
Exactly.
And what I was saying, that Neil Armstrong has landed on moon.
Yeah.
In, let us say, 60 years or 70 years, we are seeing that man is landing on Mars. And let's say 100 years, we are seeing that men are landing on a distant or some other solar system. But you know what is traumatizing? That 1903, Wright brothers flew. 1969, Neil Armstrong flew. And we are in 2020, 60 years from there, and we are still over here. So we have not made much progress. Yeah. Right? Yeah. It's not that, though that day we were also talking about that, that what we say is speed of light is the only constant, right? Initially they were saying that time is the only constant. Yeah. And then Einstein came, and he said that time can actually bend. Exactly. And if you're moving very fast, then the whole world or the space around you will try to adjust to make sure that speed of light remains constant. Yeah,
you showed me that video, in which it is shown very in a very good manner.
In a detailed manner. This is what you are going to see.
Very good. Which video it was when
I don't remember.
Space was about bending, right?
Yeah, space was bending.
Yeah,
some
when
documentary
suppose
was there.
A person sat in the cab, and if that cab just moves with the speed of light, so that how that person will feel that all the buildings and every space is going to bend like that, like a tunnel. Yeah. Right?
And over there it was actually shown that if a car is moving at the speed of light and you are seeing from outside, you are not going to see the full car in its full geometry. Yeah. The car is going to be seeming flattened, because the light is what you are seeing, right? So the end of the car is also going to come to your face, and the beginning of the car is also going to come to your eyes, and then car itself is moving at the speed of light. Yeah. Then both are going to come simultaneously.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So the space and the speed of light has this kind of connection, right? Yeah. And then we were thinking that maybe speed of light is not actually the fastest thing in the universe, but it is the fastest thing that we can sense. Maybe there are waves much faster than speed of light, but we can't really. Can you think a universe so gigantic that where you have to move from one part of the just a Milky Way galaxy, from one part to another part, it is going to take 1 lakh years. then don't you think that that cannot be the fastest thing? Obviously, there must be something faster than that. But then again, we are beings which live in 3 dimensions, and we are having limitations. Obviously, we cannot properly see what is in 4th dimension. So there might be possibility that we can't really sense what is faster than speed of light.
Maybe, Ashish, things get more clear when we discover another galaxies or maybe another universe.
Maybe
When we actually get the opportunity to land there also.
But maybe we are not just capable of it, because human beings
One day maybe all these theories and we'll get different things. Maybe we'll get something different, more speedier than the speed of light. You can say that.
But if we are not having the capability, maybe we will be able to devise something which is having the capability of sensing that and is able to convert that into something that we can sense. That is very possible, because our sensor is so bizarre that if you are looking through the telescope to a distant, let us say, galaxy, which is observable to some extent, let us say even if you are seeing this Alpha Centauri, all right? So it is so many light years away that when you see something of Alpha Centauri, you're not seeing what it is over there. You're seeing what was over there years ago, because that part of light is coming to your eyes, which left that part years ago, because light is also going to take years to reach to you, and I'm talking thousands of years, right? So
means the light would take to travel to reach that place.
Maybe it's not even over there right now. Maybe it blasted away. You don't even know. Right now, let us say, you look, oh, Alpha Centauri, it is amazing, man. Let's go over there. You go over there, everything is destroyed. Man, you fucked up. Right?
Yeah.
So it cannot be limited by that, right? We cannot limit everything by only one sense, that is our eyes, right? Because we are where we actually created to explore the universe, because we are so tiny, right? But we are amazing at that we are throwing probes and different planets, trying to observe these planets. People have sent like Cassini over there at Saturn, finding out what the Saturn rings are made up of, and seeing the different moons or natural satellites of these gigantic planets. Were we actually supposed to do that? Not really, but we were born with a very limited physical form, but an extremely egoistic mind, I think, that we want to see everything. We are fascinated by everything. That is how humans actually evolved, right? They evolved by exploring. People came over here, rode ships and all, went from one place to another place, and now they are riding ships made of rockets and all, and trying to explore other. Until unless we are done, I don't think we are going to ever clench that thirst.
What do you want to say? First of all, tell me.
How do you kill a thirst or some thirst? Quench our thirst.
Okay, quenching.
Yeah. Talking too much about the universe makes me forget about the things that are very, very normal. Yeah.
Okay.
Any comments, Ms. Komal? You added something extremely interesting that day, but I forgot about this. We were talking about maybe speed of light is not the fastest thing, but it is only the fastest thing that we can actually sense.
What? When we were having a talk in the balcony?
No, over there, maybe you said something about parallel universe or something. It was very fascinating. Then I forgot about it.
Even I forgot.
Yeah, I forget about that.
What? Let me just think. What was it?
If we remember, we are going to talk about that. I don't know. Let us know down in the comment section if you found all of this fascinating or you found it pretty boring. If you found it pretty boring, man, I'm pissed off right now, because it is very, very fascinating to me. If you look up into the stars and you do not wonder about these things, I do not know what to say to you guys, because it is there. How long are you going to keep your eyes closed against that? It is bizarre, the world that we are living in. It is pretty easy to forget about it. Let's forget about it. Let us stick to our job and let us do what we are told to do. Let us forget about where we are right now. That, can you actually live even for a second by not knowing where you are? If I do not have the idea that right now I know that I'm sitting at an apartment in Bangalore and I know where I am. But if you are all of a sudden thrown to a place, let us say in the middle of the Middle East, and you are not told, we are not going to tell you where you are, man. The first question, where am I? Isn't that the question you're supposed to ask? Where are you right now?
Yeah.
Apart from this city, from this country, from this continent, from this planet, from this solar system, from this galaxy, where you are right now.
Exactly.
And where is this galaxy and where is this universe? And where are we?
What is the end?
Yeah, what is
Basically,
the end?
what is the end?
I can live without knowing what are the boundaries of where I am. No, I cannot really, because without the boundary, you won't be able to actually tell where you are.
Yeah.
So you don't really know where you are and you worry too much about getting a job. I was watching one of these videos, and the YouTube comment section is the funniest thing that ever happened to the internet.
Exactly.
And someone over there wrote that you just gave me the quickest route to what do you call that?
Most soothing.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Path to existential crisis.
Yeah. For which video he said that?
I don't remember which video it was, but I bench watch these videos like continuously. Every night before I go to sleep, I'll keep on watching these videos, and then I'll have these things in my dreams, and then I'll make few discoveries in my dream, and then I'll forget about it when I wake up. That's the part when I'm pissed off.
Yeah. We were talking about black hole also, no, Ashish? That black hole must be like, it must have some relation with the universe, no? Like maybe it exists, and suppose it get vanished somehow. Maybe universe get vanished. Maybe it's there for a reason, I feel so. Right?
They say that black hole is the killer of the universe, that it will move here and there and it will suck every matter in the universe like that.
But maybe there is one reason behind the existence of
I think
black
everything
hole
has a reason. Nothing happens without a reason. I think presence of sun and the presence of Milky Way galaxy, everything has a reason. It cannot be by accident, right? Imagine someone just created the universe just for fun, or just by oops, that fell over there, it created a universe. God damn it. I don't think that happened like that. I think everything has a reason.
Yeah.
It is so complicated. Like, who knows? Maybe what we are seeing in the different distant places is just a mirror image. Who knows? Like, we are not able to see the fourth dimension. Maybe there's fourth dimension, maybe there's fifth dimension.
11 dimensions.
Yeah, and maybe, the parallel universe and all that.
Yeah.
And maybe we are never supposed to reach the distant places.
Ashish, in Interstellar also, it is shown, no? Black hole thing.
Singularity and all that.
Yeah, it's so fascinating.
When that person actually reached the center of the universe, over there, Cooper, I think that was the name of that person over there in that movie. By the way, I was listening to that person on Joe Rogan's podcast, and it was amazing because he's a tremendous actor. I'm going to show you one of his movies, that is Dallas Buyers Club. Over there, he plays the role of a person who is fighting against AIDS, and he got Oscar for that. Okay. So anyways, coming back to Cooper, he went to the center of black hole, and over there he found that here he can actually control time also physically. So time is controllable over here as a fourth dimension.
That was so cool, no? He could interact with her daughter.
So it was like, here's a mic at 2 a.m. in the morning, and here's a mic at 2 a.m. 1 second in the morning. You pick which one you want. So time was another physical dimension over there.
Exactly.
Very
few
people
could take that thing.
He could move away and forth in here and there in time.
Maybe that is the discovery of time machine or like that. Like you can
that is
go,
time machine.
Exactly. That is time travel only, no? You could travel back in time. You could take any time. You can choose any time, right? So that is time traveling only, Ashish, right?
But also, aren't YouTube videos time traveling? Because I can go and see the video that I made 1 year ago, and I can actually see exactly what I was doing 2 years ago. So if everything is recorded,
not physically, Ashish. There he is going
I cannot
physically.
change it.
Yeah, there is going physically, and he can change that thing. He gave some hints to her daughter. Her daughter was so intelligent that she got it. Right? And then they did something, and then they invented some
they solved the problem of gravity.
Exactly.
And that's basically, what is the biggest problem of launching a spaceship? That is gravity. You solve that problem, you can go any place that you want to go. And somehow they were at the end of the equation. equation, and the final formulas were in the singularity place, and some value they got over there in the center of the black hole, and he transmitted it through some means to a daughter through time, and then his daughter actually solved the problem.
And his daughter was so brilliant, no?
Yeah, but it was a fictional story, so we can't really say.
But in movie also, no? She got the hint.
Yeah, but that was one classic interstellar travel movie, space fiction movie that makes sense to huge extent, made very well, especially when they got into that some planet, and then huge tides of water bodies started to come.
Exactly.
These are the things that are just fascinating, that these
Docking, anti-docking. You remember that?
Yeah. So yeah, it was an amazing movie. Everyone should watch if you have not watched it. But you want to talk about anything? I don't know how long we have talked. I think we have time traveled or something, or we have really understood the theory of relativity, because time flew very fast. Let us know down in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen, if you felt the theory of relativity. Hashtag felt the theory of relativity. We should.
Okay.
This is how Einstein actually explained, kids, what theory of relativity was. And he said that, have you ever sat in front of a girl that you like? Time flies very fast, right? That is theory of relativity. Something like that.
Yeah.
But also I would like to talk a little bit about boxing. So I think for 1 week, I've been giving myself rest, but before that I was tirelessly working out, all right, to the point that my right shoulder and my left wrist was completely gone. It was hurting the moment that it used to touch any other matter. All right. So I gave myself rest, but I remember there were times where when you're boxing and when you're working out, when let us say you are sparring against someone, or you're doing some bag work, it lets you reach a different state. It is like a high state where you're feeling everything. You've forgotten about everything other than what you're doing right now. You're in kind of a present state. And that is also something like Tejta was saying, that meditation helps you reach a particular stage. I think working out, like for example, these things, or maybe running for long distances and pushing your body through some limits, definitely also puts you in a different kind of stage that most people don't actually experience.
Exactly.
Like your senses will be working in a better manner. You'll be able to hear your heartbeat, things like that.
Exactly.
You have also worked out tremendously. You must have faced that at some point or the other as well, right?
Yeah, time just flies.
Yeah, time flies and you forget about everything else. Like, I don't think that if you're really working hard and pushing out your body, you will be able to remember any problem in your life.
Yeah, that is the thing. You forget about everything.
Mm-hmm.
You suppose something is troubling you and you start working out, it just evaporates. It's just like that. Yeah.
So maybe there's another thing which is infinite, There's something which is infinite that is exterior to us, that is the universe. And there's something that is infinite that is inside us. That is our imagination.
That is another universe.
Yeah, that is another universe. And somehow maybe that is connected.
Which need to be explored more.
Or it is also possible that the consciousness of, let us say, you and I are actually connected somehow in this universe only. Both are infinite for some reason.
Yeah.
Right? So you can actually, there's another universe, like you can keep on thinking, like in my head, if I can think of various part of the universe, what is to say that some part of that is not real? And what is to say that we are not actually traveling? Like everything that you can think of, if there's an infinite universe, it must be existing, right? So if you think that there's a star, which is, let us say, cuboidal in shape, and I'm thinking about it, maybe in some ways I'm standing actually in front of that star, or maybe I've teleported in some sense. Does that make any sense? No? Okay, we have gotten way too creepy over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, see what? Yeah, I remember what we were talking about. You're going to love this. So we were talking about, I need to take off my jacket for this one.
We forgot
to turn on the fan.
Yeah.
But it is Bangalore. It is the coolest city in this planet. Now, obviously, you keep on comparing Los Angeles to the coolest city. Come over here, Los Angeles people. You're going to find amazing weather. Where it's going to rain, when it is not supposed to rain. When it is bright over here, 1 second, next second it is raining. But I remember what we were talking about that day. We were saying that maybe it is impossible to move from one part of the universe to another part of the universe in physical form.
Yeah.
But
Consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Consciousness is something that can travel much faster than speed of light, right?
Exactly.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Obviously, it is. I think it is faster than speed of light. There's no limit
Exactly.
to how fast you can think about something, right? What is
Yeah.
the speed of you thinking about one thing to you thinking about something else?
Exactly.
Right? So you can actually travel faster than that. So what I was saying, that if you can leave the physical form, or you can copy your consciousness, if there's a robot
Yeah.
where
In
you
a
can,
data form.
yeah, you can
like that.
copy your consciousness over there.
Yeah.
So you will actually be over there. So what you can do is, like, when you cut a file, let us say on your computer, you cut a file from one place to another place, then what you actually do is you copy that to other place and delete the earlier existing file. So
Yeah.
let us say Ashish Ranjan over here, there's some technology to copy my consciousness. So actually, when you look at the nervous system, it is kind of like an electrical system only.
Yeah.
So maybe in future, if you develop a technology to copy that consciousness, then what you can do is copy it to Ashish Ranjan sitting on Mars
Yeah.
and delete that consciousness of Ashish Ranjan sitting on Earth. So
Earth.
Ashish Ranjan
Yeah.
has actually teleported
Exactly.
to Mars from Earth,
Exactly.
right?
Then again, copy it from there and then teleport it to
Yeah,
Earth.
you move. Or you can
Yeah.
create clones as well. You're conscious at Mars also, you're conscious at Alpha Centauri also.
I think after robots, this thing will happen.
And if you fucked up, let us say you went too close to sun, you burned out. Okay, you are having a copy over here, son.
Yeah.
You are going to regenerate it. So that is going to be the breakthrough. I think I think in that
I
case,
think then no one will be dead, I
Yeah.
guess, in that way.
I think no one is dead actually. Your consciousness is always alive in some form or the other.
Yeah.
So-
I also feel the same, Ashish.
So yeah, that is the only thing. You can imagine infinite amount of things in your head. How come you can never imagine about you dying?
Yeah, if suppose a person is dying and if someone is dead, their physical senses only stopped working. What about the consciousness?
Yes, that is the thing. How
Yeah.
can my consciousness never imagine itself not being there? If it is not there, where is it?
Exactly.
Right? So consciousness, I do not think it dies.
Just our organs stopped working and we
Yeah.
are dead.
Yeah.
Means our physical form
Physical
is dead.
form is done.
So consciousness may be in form of waves or in any form,
Yeah.
right?
So yeah,
Maybe
that
in a form which we don't know about,
yeah.
right?
Maybe in the form of waves, having fun in the air,
Yeah.
in the waves of the water. Who
Yeah.
knows, right? Enjoying the universe. Maybe in some flames of the sun.
Maybe the things they show in TV that after just dying, the consciousness gets up like that in form of ghosts or like that, and that really exists, Ashish.
Oh shit. You just scared the shit out of me. But hopefully they are awesome people and they are enjoying being waves on the pond.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining them.
Yeah, but if that is so, then yeah, physical form is nothing. And the ultimate objective of human beings would be to leave the physical form and
after this.
transfer its consciousness from one place to another, which brings another fucked up thought in me. What if aliens have already done that and their consciousness is already on Earth?
Okay.
But and they are moving over here.
Yeah.
If you can actually travel distant places, and this is what you would be doing.
Yeah.
And if they can actually copy their consciousness, who's to say that they have not copied their consciousness on the human beings who are already living?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So many questions, so many discoveries to be made, and probably you should share this idea with Elon Musk.
I think Elon Musk is
He'll
already...
love it. He'll love it.
Elon Musk, please listen to my podcast. Hey, dude, if you're having some connections with Elon Musk, man, send it to him. Maybe someone will help. That is how a podcast actually booms, right?
Yeah.
Like some big person watches a podcast and thinks that, hey, this is awesome. I'm going to send it to my awesome friends and force him to watch this. And they watch
Maybe
this.
Joe Rogan watches a podcast.
A lot of these things Joe Rogan has also talked about. But
What?
like he also talks about these things every now and then about the universe and all. Because sometimes every now and then Neil deGrasse Tyson will be over there.
Most of the time he's high. So
Yeah.
we should not believe on what he's saying most of the time.
You cannot dismiss the high people. They are the ones that create good music.
Yeah, but I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we end this? Like this topic is infinite. Like the universe, like our consciousness. Put it hashtag felt the theory of relativity down in the comment
Exactly.
section if you're watching this on
Felt
YouTube.
the existence of
Yeah.
being in the universe.
And also, if you're on Spotify, hit that follow button. If you're on Apple Podcast, and if you're here after 1 hour, I'm pretty sure that you think that it is a 5-star podcast. So rate it 5-star. Actually, few people are amazing enough to rate it 5-star. And my podcast right now is 5-star on Apple Podcast. The only thing is that it is rated by 5 people. But those 5 people are amazing.
Yeah.
Right? And if you're on Anchor also, you know what to do. You can upload, stuff which is good for us.
Yeah.
And that's about it, Komal Taya. You can also say bye-bye.
And also tell us which part did you like the most, and spread our podcast like a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like that. Torq is like, if Torq was like fuel, and then fire is like...
Talk already created heat. Now it's your duty to spread it like a fire.
If our podcast was named Fuel and Fire, it would be much amazing, right?
Fuel and fire.
Because fire is caught on fuel.
Talk is your brand, boy.
Yeah, but Torq does not really mean fuel. But anyways, I'm just saying.
I just said that heat.
Torq is not related to heat either. But anyways, Torq and fire is amazing. I don't know. The first time I saw Komal, the first word that came into my mind was fire. And that's when I named Komal as fire. And
Do you also think so?
Yeah. I don't know why, but she asked, what are you going to name me? As I said, fire. I don't know why. But it's a good name.
Maybe because you saw something different in me.
Yeah, maybe I saw fire in you. Maybe you were hot as hell. Maybe that was the reason. All right, guys, we are going
Let's not get into this.
Yeah, let us end it over here. I'll see all of you, and Komal will see all of you in the next one. I'm pretty sure that you enjoyed. I don't know about you. We enjoyed it, sure as hell. Made our day. And
Exactly.
Made our week to a huge extent. And let us know if we are making your week through weekly podcasts. Okay, we are going to end it over here.
Bye.
Have a good day and keep smiling.